A new dropper as a service bypasses Android security, Okta has another breach, and yes, this is my last episode. All that coming up now on ThreatWire. Greetings, I am Shannon Morse and this is ThreatWire for November 7, 2023. This is your summary of the threats to our security, privacy, and internet freedom. Let's go ahead and jump right into the news this week. A new dropper as a service operation has made its way into the news. This operation is known as Secure Dropper, and it's causing quite a stir by bypassing Google's new Android security feature, which is called restricted settings. Now, this operation uses a clever method to bypass that feature, which was introduced with Android 13. This feature is designed to prevent side-loaded applications, those APK files installed from outside of Google Play, from accessing powerful features such as accessibility settings and notification listener. So why is this so important? Well, accessibility settings can be abused by malware to capture on-screen text, grant additional permissions, and perform remote navigation actions. Meanwhile, the notification listener can be exploited to steal one-time passwords. These features have been commonly abused by malware, which is why restricted settings was introduced to protect users by displaying a warning whenever those permissions are requested. So how does this Secure Dropper manage to bypass these security measures? Well, first off, the trick lies in using the session-based installation API for malicious Android package files, or APKs. This method involves installing those APKs in multiple steps with a base package and then various split data files. Whenever this API is used, it manages to bypass restricted settings, and users are not shown that warning dialog that should protect them from granting dangerous permissions to malware. Yeah, it's a little scary. Secure Dropper is quite crafty in how it infects Android devices. It disguises itself as a legitimate application, often impersonating Google apps or Android updates, video players, security apps, or games. Once it's installed, it secures access to permissions like read and write external storage and install and delete packages. And then it installs a second payload, which is usually some form of malware. So far, we have seen it deliver spy note malware disguised as a Google Translate app and banking Trojans like Ermac disguised as the Chrome browser. These banking Trojans often target hundreds of cryptocurrency and e-banking applications. Another crime op called Zumbinder is using a similar restricted settings bypass strategy. Zumbinder's goal is to glue malicious payloads with legitimate apps to infect Android devices with info stealers and banking Trojans. So, to protect yourself, first and foremost, make sure you're not avoiding downloading APK files from random sources or publishers that you don't know and trust. Secondly, regularly review and revoke permissions for any installed apps by going into your settings, go to apps, and selecting the application that you want to check. Google has responded to these concerns, stating that restricted settings add an extra layer of protection on top of user confirmation for app permissions. They have also reassured users that they are in control of the permissions that they grant to apps. Additionally, Google Play Protect helps to identify and block apps exhibiting any kind of malicious behavior on Android devices with Google Play services. Yeah, so Okta, they ain't having a good time. They have recently fallen victim to yet another breach, and this time it involves personal information for about 5,000 of their employees. Okta, which is known as its identity and authentication management service, has suffered yet another data breach. This time, the breach occurred through a third-party vendor, RightWay Healthcare. RightWay Healthcare is a service that Okta uses to support its employees and their dependents in finding healthcare providers and plan rates. In late September, an unidentified threat actor gained access to RightWay's network, and they made off with an eligibility census file that the vendor maintained on behalf of Okta. But Okta only learned about this breach on October 12th, and they did not disclose it until 3 weeks later. The compromised eligibility census file contains sensitive data, including employees' names, social security numbers, and health or medical insurance plan numbers. Okta has stated that they have no evidence to suggest that this stolen personal information has been misused. Now, they launched an immediate investigation, which revealed that data for 4961 Okta employees was included in the stolen file. It's worth noting that this incident has no direct relation to the use of Okta services, and they have reassured their customers that their data remains secure. According to Okta, the intruder first gained access to a RightWay employee's cell phone. From there, they used this access to change the credentials and grab the files. These files contain data from April of 2019 all the way through 2020 and pertain to Okta employees and their dependents during those years. This incident comes just 2 weeks after Okta also revealed that hackers compromised its customer support system, obtaining credentials that allowed them to take control of customers' internal Okta administration accounts. Now, these attackers then use those credentials in follow-up hacks, targeting the internal administration accounts of companies like 1Password, Beyond Trust, and Cloudflare. In this case, it took Okta 16 days to act against the compromise, which has raised a lot of concerns in the cybersecurity community. Now, to prevent these issues in the future, Okta says that they have disabled the compromised service account, they blocked personal Google profiles from being used with Google Chrome on Okta managed devices, which was a concern, they deployed additional detection and monitoring rules for their customer support system, and they introduced session token binding based on network location for Okta administrators. You may have seen the news teased over the last month, but yes, it is true. This is my last episode of ThreatWire. No drama, this was a choice that I made on my own after dealing with some health issues last year, as well as burnout in 2022, which I was very transparent about in a video that I had made last year on my own channel. So if you are currently subscribed to my Patreon, which is the Morse Code Patreon, that's patreon.com/morsecode, please know that you will not be receiving any of the ThreatWire perks there going forward. Instead, you will need to pledge at patreon.com/ThreatWire to keep supporting this show and continue getting your perks. The last few years have made me realize that my health comes first. And if I'm working too much, I do get physically sick. I am not 23 years old anymore, so I have had to learn how to say no to opportunities, and I have also had to figure out the best ways to focus my time on work while also learning how to step away from work at the end of the day, which has always been very hard when you have a home office. So for me, this was a logical choice that needed to happen at this point in my career for my own health and my own growth. But with that said, I will never forsake my 15 years with Hack5, and I will never take for granted being able to work for a company who values my opinion and truly wants to see me grow as a person, as an educator, and as a host. I mean, I started on this channel right out of college. I wrote over 1,000 segments on this channel. I learned every single piece of content that I posted. It's a lot. I'm so proud of that, and I am so grateful for the opportunities that Hack5 brought to the table. If it was not for Hack5, my current life would be completely different. Like, I don't even know what state I would live in or what kind of job I would have. It would be completely different. I am so excited to see what's to come for my own business, and I am absolutely rooting for Hack5 to hit 1 million subscribers. I know that my work on this channel was a huge part of that, and I am sure that Hack5's future will be so bright. ThreatWire continues with longtime host Darren Kitchen, along with some fresh new faces, including Allie Diamond, who I did have the opportunity to meet at DEF CON a couple of years ago, and I hope that you will show her the support that you have shown me over the years. So go ahead and take it away, Allie.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Shannon. And for those who don't know me, hi, I'm Allie Diamond. I'm a software engineer by day and Twitch streamer, content creator, and cybersecurity enthusiast by night. I took my first coding course in 2009 and stayed on because I loved it so much. I went on to go study computer science and electrical engineering at MIT, where I also got my master's degree in engineering there. I've been a huge fan of the content that Hack5 has been putting out for a long time, and when I had the chance to sit down and talk with Shannon years ago about the work that she's done, it really deeply inspired me. Getting the chance to take over ThreatWire is a true dream come true, and I'm really excited to continue to carry on such an iconic legacy. I look forward to giving you the opportunity to learn more about me in an upcoming live stream where we can chat just about me, my work, what I've done, where I've been, and how I got here. But until then, I look forward to carrying the torch and bringing awesome content and awesome cybersecurity news to you via ThreatWire. So back to you, Shannon.
Thank you so much for supporting my content over the years. You can find all of my own security and privacy videos over at youtube.com/Shannon Morse, which is my independent home on the internets. Thank you so much, and for my last farewell on ThreatWire, I am Shannon Morse. Stay vigilant, stay secure, and I will see you on the internet, and I'm trying not to cry because I'm gonna miss you so much. Bye.